സർവം ബ്രഹ്മമയം സർവം ബ്രഹ്മമയം. സർവം ബ്രഹ്മമയം സർവം ബ്രഹ്മമയം. 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 സർവം ബ്രഹ്മമയം.
Good morning. Namaskaram to all.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste. Yeah. Audio is clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
we'll
sir.
start. Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnur Gurur Devo Maheshwarah Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrtavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva Manusandadami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullaravindayata Patranetra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajwalido Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraikapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gitamrtaduhe Namaha. Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsas Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamrtam Mahad. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोपला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैः रणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितं लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसि न श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्नं दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः ॐ Good morning and namaskaram to all. We have been discussing Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We are in the 18th chapter, Moksha Sanyasa Yogam. We have done up to verse number 26, where Bhagavan started on the 26th sloka. Bhagavan said about the three types of karta. Karta as per the gunas, sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. After explained about what is sattvic jnanam, rajasika jnanam and tamasa jnanam, and then about karma also, what is sattvika karma, what is rajasika karma and what is tamasic karma. After that, now Bhagavan is going to explain what is the, once again, Bhagavan is going to explain karta. So on 26th, what is sattvika karta, we'll just refresh that and then we will continue. Mukta sango naham vadi धृत्युत्साह समन्वितः सिद्ध्य सिद्ध्योर निर्विकारः कर्ता सात्विक उच्यते. Mukta sangaha, one who is free from the karma phalam, desires for the karma phalam. Mukta sangaha, anaham vadi, no thought as I am the doer. Kartrutvam is not there. Then dhrityutsaha samanvitaha. Mukta sangaha, even if one is mukta sangaha, anahamvadi, but there is absolutely no reduction, or the jnani or the sattvic person is always utsaham and dhriti is always there. Means always enthusiastic to do the swadharma, at the same time with lot of dhriti, means dhairyam and willpower, firmness, right? Conviction, firm conviction, dhairyam, utsaham, etc. Samanvidaha, means all these are always there. Dhriti and utsaham is there. With that individual does all the swadharma. Then siddhya siddhyo nirvikaraha, in success or failure, the equanimity of the mind is never compromised. Okay, bring the mind, always keeping the mind in a calm state, whether things are favorable or unfavorable. Then such a satkarta, okay, such a doer in the sense one who is in this attitude, right? When the mind is equanimity, always at equanimity, or trying to always bringing the mind back to equanimity in success and failure. Why? Because the favorable and unfavorable conditions depend on the external factors. This external influence is called daivam, which we discussed earlier, vidhi or daivam, and it is as per the law of karma, things will be happening, right? As per law of karma. The law of karma is always perfect. So as per that, there will be an influence of the external factors, and that is Daivam. So this individual understands it very clearly. So never, always the person will be expecting whether it can be favorable or it can be unfavorable. That individual will be expecting the most unexpected thing in the karma phalam. So whether the karma phalam can, anytime it can go haywire, this individual is aware of that and he will accept it. If it is favorable, the individual will think that it is Bhagavat Karuna, it is the grace of God, and if it goes unfavorable, it is what is Bhagavad Ichha, right? In either way, the mind is always brought to equanimity, calm state. Such a karta is called Sattvika karta. And this Sattvika karta can only come through Sattvika Jnanam, right? Without Sattvika Jnanam, the karta cannot be Sattvika. Jnanam should be Sattvika. What is a Sattva Guna Pradhana Jnanam? Is Sarvam Brahmamayam. Everything is, Bhagavan alone is there, only God is there, nothing else. All the other things that appear, all of them are the manifestation of the God. The differences that I am seeing is only because of my Ajnanam, right? It is because of my avidya. I think that the differences or the objects, various objects will make me happy. That is the Ajnanam, whereas the happiness lies within me and I don't need any external object, including this body, for my happiness. This is the Sattvika Jnanam. Through that Sattvika Jnanam only we will be able to accept the most unexpected thing in our lives. Okay, so that is the Sattvika Karta. Now let us see what the next verse says. 27th, Ragi karma phala prepsuhu lubdho himsatmako shuchihi harsha shokanvitah karta rajasah parikirtitaha. Ragi, always desiring that only favorable things should happen to me. That is ragam. That is attachment, right? What is attachment? What is ragam? Ragam is always desiring that whenever I do a karma, only the result should become favorable to me. That is ragi. Then karma phala prepsuhu. Mind is always dwells on the results of the action. The mind is always dwelling on the result of the action. Okay, means anxious. Always anxious about the results of some karma. It could be the karma that one is performing, or it could be anxious of some past karma which the person has done and dwelling on that. That is the reason. What will happen is, when we dwell upon some karma phala of the previous karma also, this karma will become inefficient. That is the reason why you see that while bringing coffee spills, this coffee will be spilling, or sometimes even making a sambar, a simple thing, making sambar, somebody will put extra second time salt. Why? Because person is thinking about what the mother-in-law said in the previous day, something thinking about that, all that, because some thought, some other thought which disturbs the mind will make the present karma inefficient. This is very evident. See, why people say that while eating, do not talk. Because the food can go into the other one, right? Because you cannot think about something else. So your mind will get distracted by the thought. When the mind gets distracted by some other thought, what that thought could be always about some anxiety. Some anxiety on some karma phala. So this karma, the present, whatever karma, the swadharma, whatever doing, will go haywire. While driving, thinking of something else, accident can happen, right? So the person, we forget to live the moment. This is what we forget, to leave the moment. Living that moment, living in that moment, that we don't do. We live in some thoughts of some past karma. This exactly is this karma phala prepsuhu. Mind is dwelling on result of that action or some other action. Either way, that karma will not be perfect. The most efficiently, we won't be able to do that. While studying something, your mind is distracted by something else, that studies will not be proper. Right? We won't be able to concentrate properly. All this is all because of that only. Because of that, this karma will not yield its fruit. Okay? Right. Lubdaha. Lubdaha means never satisfied with whatever results one gets. That is more. I want more. I want more. That is lubdaha. Greedy. Whatever it may be. Right? Anything one gets, it is not sufficient. That so because the mind is always wants to get more, because once you enjoy a favorable situation, once we enjoy a favorable situation, we want to enjoy the same thing again. Okay, again we want to go into that mood of enjoyment by acquiring something from outside. And we know, as per law of karma, every time it will not happen favorable, it will go unfavorable, right? So when it goes unfavorable, the mind will be depressed. That is what harsha shokanvitaha. One moment the person will be jumping with joy, next moment he will be depressed, he will be sad. Again next moment, sometimes you will see a person laughing at the same time crying. While crying out of dukkham, somebody will tell a joke, immediately the person laughs. Or a thought, it will make him laugh. Or happy. So again sad. So this roller coaster, or what do you call, it's like a whirlpool that happens in a river. In a river you will be a whirlpool. So in that whirlpool, the whirlpool also will be moving along with the river. The whirlpool, and you put a small log inside, the piece of log will go inside. Again after some time it will come back. Again it will go up. Again it will come back. I have seen recently in YouTube really what happens when you put a small piece of log inside the whirlpool. Exactly, it will go inside, again it will come up, and again it will go, and at the same time the whirlpool also will be moving in the river. It will go on driving. Like that, the mind will be coming up, it will jump with joy, and again after a few moments it will become sad, and the life will be flowing. This is our life. Okay, what? Because of what? Because of this lubdaha. Okay, want more, want more, and also ragi, getting attached, desiring, always favorable things should happen to me. Not a single moment of unfavorable will be accepted by the mind. Without understanding that unfavorable things can happen because of various external factors, we forget that. We forget law of karma there. We forget daivam or vidhi. That is the reason we always expecting favorable things. Okay. So, ragi, karma phala prepsuhu. Mind is always dwelling on some karma phalam. Then lubdaha, right? Greedy. Then himsatmagaha. Himsatmagaha means to fulfill the desire, this individual will not hesitate even to hurt others. They will do anything. See, in corporate world, or in some companies and all, why the employees are being squeezed, from morning to evening, and then even after so many hours. Why? Because they want more result. They want more money, want to make more profit. Right? So because of that, the employees are troubled. Troubled in the sense they were made to work for 18 hours, etc. 16 hours, 18 hours, non-stop. Because of this reason only. It is because of the greed for money. Want to squeeze out maximum out of the employee. All because of that. They will not bother. Nobody will not bother to even hurt others. See, hurt need not be always physical. Okay, verbal hurt, right? Mental torture, all this is hurt only. So they will not bother. Himsatmagaha. Okay, karta, such a doer, rajasah parikirtayed. That karta is said to be is called a Rajasa Karta. So Satvika Karta and this is Rajasic Karta. Now, yeah, Ashuchihi, forgot to say one more word. Ashuchihi, the mind is not pure. Because the mind has got all these ragadveshas, because of ragadveshas, anger will be there, krodha will be there, right? Kama, krodha, lobham, already explained. All these emotions which is hurting the mind. The mind is not at peace because of all these kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsaryam, competitive mind, jealousy, all these will be there filled with this in the mind. That mind is ashuchihi. That is ashuchihi. Chitta Shuddhi is not there. This is the Chitta Shuddhi. So because of all this, such a mind is Rajoguna Pradhana mind. Okay, it is Rajoguna Pradhana Karta. So Ragi Karma Phala Prepsuhu Lubdo Himsatmako Ashuchihi Harsha Shogan Vidaha. One moment happy, the next moment sad, again happy, again sad, like that. Like this, Karta Rajasa Parikirtidaha. Such a karta, such a doer is called Rajasa Karta. And Rajoguna Pradhanam. Okay, Sattvagunam and Tamogunam will be less. Most of the time, this person will be very active. Active to fulfill the desires. That is the only thing in life. Okay, that karta with a lot of doership. Then 28, next slogam. Ayukta Prakritastabdaha Shadho Naishkritiko Lasaha Vishadi Dirghasutrija Karta Tamasa Uchyate. Ayukta Prakritastabdaha Shadho Naishkritiko Lasaha Vishadi Dirghasutrija Karta Tamasa Uchyate. Ayuktaha, fickle-minded. Ayuktaha means the mind is not steady. Okay, fickle-minded means the mind cannot be fixed or focused on one thing. Always the mind will be moving from one to another. Like how we nowadays nobody is watching TV channels, but when the TV channels are there, you with the remote you change to channel, 20 seconds to the next channel, within another 10 seconds you change the channel, because you can't stay for longer time in one point. Mind wants to move from here and there. Mind cannot stay in one particular job, can't concentrate on one job. Even for a bhautika phalam, even to get money, even to acquire money, even to pass an exam, or even to anything for that matter, the mind has to be focused on one thing for longer time. Then only you will be able to absorb something. But that mind will not be able to. That karta, mind means here karta, that individual won't be able to concentrate on one thing. It will be one from this here to there, always moving around, right? So that is ayuktaha, fickle mind, not fixed at one point even for a minute. Then, and no one goal. There will be many goals. Many goals. Many lakshyam will be many. Bahusagha hyanandascha. Remember that. Prakritaha, right? Slave. Prakritaha means he is a slave to the emotions. Okay? They will act on impulse. The action will be spontaneous and on impulse. Whatever feel like they will speak. Whatever they feel like they will act. Okay? On impulse. That is coming from the vasana, it is coming from the vasana, not the yukti. There won't be any yukti, right? You will not use it, logic, will not think only, and act on impulses. That is what is called prakritaha, slave to natural emotions, childish behavior, like childish behavior, right? Childish, not childlike, but childish. Right? Unrefined. That is what unrefined. They get angry. Suddenly they will get angry. You can't talk to them. You can't able to convince them. Right? So this is prakritaha. Then stabdaha, very stubborn. You can't change them. You can't tell them, and then you cannot make them think logically. Okay, you can't give any vivekam, discriminative knowledge. You can't give. Stabdaha, stubborn, very foolish. Even when they know they are wrong, they will not say yes. Even sometimes they understand they are wrong, but they will not. They won't say. They won't agree to it. Stubborn, very stubborn. Shataha, nirbandha buddhi, markada mushti we call it. Nirbandha buddhi, shataha. Means Tamil, what you say? Tamil or Malayalam. Naam pidicha mosalukku kombu moona. Like that. Right? They will not, they won't agree to anything else. They will stick to what they say, even if it is wrong. Markada mushti. Markada mushti means once the markadam, once the monkey holds on to something, whatever you cut the hand, still they will not leave that grip. Like that, markada mushti. That is why it is called markada mushti. Shataha, vishadi. Okay, vishadi, very gloomy only. Always dull people. You can't talk to them. What dull means what? They will talk about failures only. All the time they will talk about failures. Anything you talk to them, they will talk about their failures. What happened? They did that business, that also got failed. When I did that is nobody is there in this world. He is also not good. That guy is not good. The circumstances are bad. Right? They will blame everything and everything about the weather. Also they will blame. They will blame the people around them. There is nothing favorable they will feel about. Okay, you have to be very careful. You should stay away from such people, because they will make you also dull. So that is vishadi. Talk about only failures. Then dirgha sutri. What Shankaracharya said about dirgha sutri is, an act which is to be performed today will not get done even in 1 month. Exam that is dirgha sutri. This is Shankaracharya's wording. Okay, Adi Shankaracharya said, an act which is to be performed today will not get done even in 1 month. Okay, dirgha sutri, procrastinator. They are the one. Then such a karta, he is called tamasa uchyate. Such a doer is tamasic. So this, who is a tamasic, always talks about failures. Then nirbandha buddhi, then fickle minded, then they will not listen to anyone, they will act on impulse, they get angry very fast. Okay, so they will be pleased also very fast. So they will be angry because they are slave to the emotions that is happening in the mind. There is no space between an action and a thought. Okay, there is no space between that. They will act on impulse immediately. There is no space. There is no, they can't give time to analyze the mind or analyze the situation. They will act just like this. And regret also. That is the reason why they cry, and immediately they will be jumping with joy. All that will happen. Okay. Prakritaha, slave to the emotions. Stabdaha, very stubborn people. And shataha, like nirbandha buddhi, vishadi. Vishadi means always talks about failures. Dirgha sutri. Dirgha sutri is, they will always postpone for the next day. Anything to be done, they will postpone. They will not get it done. Right? Such a karta tamasa uchyate. We should not talk too much about this. We will continue. Now next Bhagavan talking about buddhi and dhridi. Buddhi and dhridi as per 3 gunas. They are also can be classified as sattva guna buddhi, rajo guna buddhi and tamo guna buddhi. Similarly dhridi also. Dhridi means the willpower, or you can call it as the firmness to take decision, right? So this dhriti also is as per sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. We'll see what Bhagavan says. 29th verse. Buddher bedam dhriteschaiva gunastrividham srunu prochyamanam aseshena pruthakttvena Dhananjaya. Hey Dhananjaya, hey Arjuna, buddhehe dhritehe chaiva, both intellect and the will, gunataha, they also depend on the three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. Trividam Vedam is three different, they are also of three different kinds. Asheshena pruthakttvena prochyamanam srunu. I am going to explain this buddhi and dhriti as per the three gunas in detail, and separately I will explain. Means what is sattva buddhi, rajo buddhi and tamo buddhi. Similarly, what is sattva dhriti, rajo dhriti and tamo dhriti. I will explain all this in detail. Shrunu, please listen from me. See, we have seen in Gunatraya Vibhaga Yogam, Shraddhatraya Vibhaga Yogam, etc. We have seen that our body, mind and intellect, okay, the body, mind and the intellect, they are always influenced by the gunas. We have seen that it is as per the gunas we act, as per the gunas we think, as per the gunas we apply our intellect also. It is exactly as per the gunas. And the gunas, if you change the gunas, we have always said, guna ghadana, if you can change, we can change our actions. We can change the way we are thinking. We can change the way we are acting. All this can be changed as per the gunas. So first we have to change the gunas. How to change the gunas? Gunas can be changed only through jnana. Only through knowing the truth, the gunas can be changed. Otherwise, there will be conflict. So we can change the gunas through jnanam. Through jnanam, through the knowledge. What knowledge? What is your true nature? Who are you? Who am I? Right? We should know our true nature. Am I this body? Am I this mind or intellect? Or am I something else? Right? I am the consciousness. Satchidananda Swarupam I am. Aham Brahmasmi. Through that knowledge, through the clarity in our knowledge only, the gunas will change. And then when the gunas change, as per the gunas, the karma will change. That is the procedure. That is the process. Okay. So, initially Bhagavan explained about jnanam. Sattvika jnanam, rajasa jnanam, tamasa jnanam, etc. Right? Based on the jnanam. Okay. Based on the jnanam, one who decides the lifestyle, based on the jnanam, one who decides that lifestyle, his or her lifestyle, that faculty is buddhi. So the faculty buddhi decides what sort of lifestyle I will have based on the jnanam. Exactly what I said earlier, it is the same thing, right? And accordingly, the buddhi activates the instruments. Activates the buddhi, activates the mind, the buddhi activates the other organs also, motor and sense organs. All the organs or the instruments are activated by the buddhi depending upon the jnanam. Right? Now, this expression of the buddhi or the lifestyle that is decided by the buddhi based on jnanam is called, we call it subhava. It is the subhavam. It is same as personality. So every individual personality depends on the gunas. And the gunas are either sattva, rajas, tamo gunas will depend upon the jnanam. Based on the jnanam, the buddhi activates this mind and the karanas, mean all the other organs, the whole thing, this thing, excluding the Brahman, excluding that Ariv, excluding that Jnanam, everything else is called Swabhavam. That is why earlier, if you remember, every individual, every jiva comes into this world with two things, one Swarupam, one Swabhavam. Swarupam is our true nature, Brahman is the Swarupam, and everything else is called Swabhavam. Right? Swabhavam changes, Swarupam never changes. Okay, so this always please refresh earlier chapters. So here the Jiva Swabhavam is the product of the gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo gunas, and they decide the lifestyle. See, that is why, you know that some people are interested in reading certain kind of books, right? Say like some Bhagavad Gita and books like that. Some will be interested to read about music, etc. Others will be interested to read about mathematics, right? And some will be reading about how the accounting and things like that. So each one is interested to read a certain kind of books or certain kind of knowledge or learning something. As per their gunas, they will go after it. Correct? This is all because of gunas. It is as per the gunas. This is, we call it as personality, we say. Correct? So the deciding factor is buddhi. The buddhi decides what to read, what not to read, or where to put our intellect into. Okay, which book to read, or which language to learn, or which music to learn, or which field we have to go, whether I should be after engineering or medicine, etc. All this, right? All of this is deciding factor is the buddhi, is as per the gunas. We should know this very clearly. Okay. Then now let us see how the buddhi is classified into three: Sattva, Rajas, Tamo gunas. What is Sattva buddhi? We'll see what is Sattva buddhi. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha karyakarye bhaya bhaye bandham moksham cha ya veti buddhis sa partha sattviki. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha कार्याकार्ये भया भये बंधम मोक्षम च या वेत्ति बुद्धि सा पार्थ सात्विकी. Hey Arjuna, the intellect which knows when to act and when not to act, what ought to be done, what should not be done, what is to be feared, what is not to be feared, and the nature of bondage and liberation. Okay, the intellect which knows this is sattvic, is a sattvic. Let us see what is pravrittimcha nivrittimcha. What is pravritti and nivritti? See, we have already seen this. Okay, preyo margam, shreyo margam, pravritti margam, nivritti margam. We have seen this earlier, but we will explain one more time. What is pravritti and what is nivritti? Pravritti is an act, an action with which if we increase our karma vasana, the urge to do more karmas, and through which we want to have more karma phalam, getting more and more attached to the karma phalam, is the pravritti margam. Fulfilling our desires one after the other, okay, that is called pravritti. Nivritti is what that action through which we reduces the urge to do karma, means the karma vasana is reduced, that is nivritti. That is nivritti margam. Say you assume that you are left home, okay, and somehow you got stranded in a place. You got into some place, okay. Now from that point, either you can return home or you can go further away from that place, ever away from home. That which takes you away from home is the pravritti margam. That which takes you back to your home is the nivritti margam. Okay. So nivritti margam, suppose one has got, if each of us, we all have got some certain karma vasana in us. That is the reason we are here, born as a human being, and we are living a life with some desires, etc. And we have come to a place where we know that these desires are the main reason for my sufferings. So I must reduce my desires and I should be desireless. Okay, and through that, and for that, what I have to do is I have to reduce my karma vasana. So the reducing karma vasana is not reducing karma, but reducing the attachment towards the phalam of the karma. Okay, that is, we call it as karma yoga. So the karma with which, if we do, when the karma phalam, if we are attached to the karma phalam, then it will produce more karma. One second. It will increase our karma phala. It will increase our karma vasana. That is called pravritti margam. So doing karma to fulfill the desires, and this will take us away and away from home. Nivritti is the attachment to the karma phalam is the reason for my suffering. For that, I have to reduce the urge to do more karmas, and you do the same karma as an offering to God with an Ishvara buddhi, and whatever be the result, favorable or unfavorable, I will accept it as a Bhagavat Prasadam, by which the urge to do more karma is reduced, right? Reduced and reduced and reduced, and a state-wide Naishkarmya Siddhi will come. Absolutely Naishkarmya Siddhi. There is no urge to do any karma. There is nothing to acquire anything more. Nanavaptam avaptavyam. There is nothing more I need. Right? I am happy. I am dhanyaha. I am triptaha. There is nothing more to do. No desires of whatsoever. Okay? That state, to acquire to that state, if one proceeds as doing, that is the doing karma as karma yoga, and a one who is in this path is called a karma yogi, and that path is called nivritti. So pravrittim cha nivrittim cha. One who knows this, what is pravritti and what is nivritti, that buddhi is called sattva buddhi. Okay, that is sattvika pradhana buddhi. Now, pravrittim cha means which increases the karma vasana, nivrittim cha which decreases and destroys the karma vasana. Then karya karye, what action I should do, what action should not be done. How do we know this? Only based on the sattva jnana. We already said jnanam must be there. So a sattvika jnanam alone will take us, it will tell you what to do, at what time, what should be done and what should not be done. What should be done? Only we should do the swadharma alone. Right? Not unwanted, whatever other than swadharma, we should not indulge into activities. Okay, extra activities, going after this also, that also, and etc. And that will increase our karma vasana, that will take us away from home. So keeping the swadharma, keep doing only swadharma, nothing else. So karya, what to do, what not to do. Clarity is there. That buddhi exactly knows it. What is karyam, what is akaryam. Bhaya bhaye, what to fear and what is abhayam. Right? What is abhayam? Advaitam alone is abhayam. Right? Dvitiyadvai bhayam bhavati. Only with the notion that there is a second thing is there, that alone leads to dukkham. Right? Dvitiyadvai bhayam bhavati. That alone leads to bhayam. But generally people are afraid of Bhagavan. Right? Nobody is afraid of Janma. Nobody is afraid of Punarjanmam or the Punyam, Papam. Nobody is really afraid of it. Everyone is afraid of Bhagavan only. Right? See, what is Bhayam? Bhayam should be towards the Bhava Rogam, Samsara Rogam. Bhayam should be towards that. Okay, we should be afraid of that. The ego which wants to become something, the ego which wants to get something, acquire something, there bhayam should be there. My God, my mind is after this. I have got so many desires in me. We should be afraid of that. Instead of being afraid of that, we are afraid of God. Just the opposite. Right? We should be afraid of this bhavarogam. I want to become something. I want to earn something. I want to be rich. I want to be intelligent. I want to do this. Okay? And this should be bhayam. See, what Bhagavan Buddha said, Yedi janma jara maranam na bhaved. If there is no janma and if there is no jara, mean old age, if there is no birth and if there is no death, then yadi cha ishta viyogam na bhaved. If there is no separation from my close people, ishta means my ishta viyogam, mean my close, my husband or my wife or my children. If there is no separation from my father, if there is no separation between my people, my own people, right? Yadi sarvam anityam idam na bhaved. All the things in this universe is anityam, because it's changing, constantly it changes. It changes. Constant change is happening. Yesterday was there, today is not there. Today is I see something, tomorrow it is not there. It could be bodies, it could be objects, right? Because it is anityam. Because the names and all the names and forms are anityam. Yeah, I see my own photo 20 years before, I am not the same person, I have changed. Is it not? So things are changing all the time. The hair became grow. Some hair has gone also. So what I am saying is, there is a separation. Because everything is anityam. That is what Bhagavan Buddha said. Yedi sarvam anityam idam na bhaved. If there is no change, okay, if there is no separation between my own people, my own love and near and dear, if there is no separation between my near and dear, if there is no janma, jara and mrityu, then iha janmani kasya retirna bhaved. Then why should I fear this? Why should I fear this world, this samsaram? Ratirna bhaved. Why I am having this bhayam towards this? I am afraid of this. Or iha janmani ratina bhaved means this is not favorite. This world is not my favorite. Why? Because of all these three. Janma is there, jara, old age is there, death I am seeing, ishta viyogam is always I am seeing, separation between my dear and near always happening. Then sarvam anityam, everything is anityam. I have something today, it is missing tomorrow. It is changing, constantly changing and disappearing. So we should be afraid of this, right? Instead of that, we are afraid of Bhagavan. So this is what. So what is bhayam? What is abhayam? Abhayam is God alone is abhayam. Bhagavan alone is abhayam. There is no other abhayam. Everything else is bhayam only. So here a sattva buddhi will have a clarity on what is pravritti, what is nivritti, what is bhayam, what is abhayam, what is bandham, what is moksham. Clear, crystal clear about what is bondage. What is bondage? The knots of the heart. That is bondage. The knots. You feel heavy in your heart. Right? If there is a 10 rupees gone extra, finish. The heart is heavy over there. The auto driver asked for another 10 rupees. Or he cheated me. Enough. Not one day, whole month or the whole life itself they will be talking about that auto driver. Next time he sees an auto driver, he will think about the cheated auto driver. This is the knot, this is the bondage. Right? So, bandham, there is no freedom. Absolutely no freedom. How we are bound, by rituals we are bound. We are bound by rituals, many rituals. You do this way, you do that way, and bound by karma phalam, right? The money. Money is a karma phalam. Relations, right? All sorts of relations, and all sorts of name and fame. Nobody should tell anything about me. Others should talk about only good about me. This is bondage. There is no freedom in it. Mind cannot be free. So, this bondage, what is bondage and what is moksham? Right? Ya buddhihi veti, which intellect clearly knows what is the cause of bondage. What is freedom? Desire is the cause of all bondage. Right? When there is no desire, there is no bondage. Desire to be, desire to anything, any sort of desire. In the second chapter, Sarvan Kaman Puman Charati Nisprhaha Dharmamo Nirahangaraha Sashanti Madhigachadi Vihaya Sarvan Kaman. Okay, all the kamas should be dropped. That alone will lead to Shanti. Right? So, that knot, the bandham, moksham, ya veti, clearly, crystal clear understanding of what is pravritti, what is nivritti. Pravritti means increasing karma vasana. Nivritti means reducing karma vasana and destroying it. That is Shreyo Margam, and the other is Preyo Margam. Preyas and Shreyas. Same as pravritti and nivritti. Then, what is karya? What to do and what not to do. Clarity is there. Then, bhaya. What is bhayam? Where we should have fear, where we should not have fear. Right? One sloka which I have written. Bhoge roga bhayam, kule chuti bhayam, vittam nripalad bhayam, mane dainya bhayam, bale ripu bhayam, rupe jaraya bhayam, Shastre Vadi Bhayam, Gune Khalabhayam, Kaye Krita Andad Bhayam, Sarvam Vastu Bhayanvitam Bhuvin Ranam, Vairagyameva Bhayam. Vairagyam alone is Abhayam. Right? When no desires, that is Vairagyam. Absolutely, I am full. I don't want anything in this world. I am full. That is Vairagyam. But why? Because Bhoge, Roga Bhayam. If you eat more, we will get disease. Bhayam is there. Then, Kule, Chuti Bhayam. Oh, I am in this kulam, etc. Always fear that what will happen to my name and fame. Kule, my kulam will go down. If somebody insults me, that will go. Vittam, Nripala, Dhyayam. Too much money, you have to pay tax. Or government will take it from you. Right? That Bhayam is there. Vitte, Nripala, Dhyayam. Mane, Dainya Bhayam. Right? Mane Dainyame means you are proud of yourself. You don't want anybody to tell anything against you. No insults are accepted. Mane Dainya Bhayam, Bale Ripu Bhayam. If you are strong, always fear of enemy. Right? Bale Ripu Bhayam, Rupe Jaraya Bhayam. Beauty, always the Bhayam of old age. Right? So, keep on going to the beauty parlor. Shastre Vadi Bhayam. Shastra means you have got your scholarship is there. You are scholar. You have good scholarship. So always worry that somebody smarter than me might come one day and then argue and then win over me. Right? So Shastre Vadibhayam Gune Khalabhayam. Gunas. In Gunas Khalabhayam. Going down the thing. Always that is that bhayam. Kaye Kritandat Bhayam. In Kaye Kritandat Bhayam means in your health you will get Kritandat Bhayam. I forgot this. Then Sarvam Vastu Bhayanvitam Bhuvi Nranam. Sarvam Vastu Bhayanvitam Bhuvi Nranam. Everything is for this human being, everything is Bhayam only. Right? Vairagyam eva Bhayam. The only thing Abhayam is Vairagyam. Vairagyam here means dispassion towards all the objects of this world. That means I am full, I don't want anything. Not that I dislike or hatred towards the objects. I am full, enough of all this. That enoughness or that dhanyata will come only by knowing that I am full, Purnatvam is my true nature. Otherwise it will never come. Okay, so this clarity should be there. This is the clarity in all of this, right? Now if you read this sloka, you will know. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha karya karye bhaya bhaye bandham moksham cha ya veti buddhis sapartha sattviki. That buddhi is sattviki buddhi. Okay, now we'll move to the next one. 31st, what is Rajasi Buddhi? Yaya dharma dharmam cha karyam cha karyameva cha ayathavat prajanati buddhissa partha rajasi. The intellect by which one understands wrongly or with doubt, doubtful, not so sure. Okay. Ayathavat prajanati. Understands with a doubt. Dharma and adharma. Dharmam and adharmam is understood either wrongly or understood with a doubt. Then karyam akaryam cha. There also. What to be done, what ought to be done. There also ayathavat. Mean not clarity is not there. That buddhi is called Rajasi Buddhi. Ayatharthavat prajanati. Ayatharthavat. What is it? Ayathavat prajanati. One who understands wrongly, understands with a doubt. What is it? You see a snake on a rope, okay, in a evening time, okay, in a dark corner, suddenly you see a snake. Actually, there was only a rope, but when you see that, you think there is a rope, it's a snake, and you believe that this snake is real. Believing the snake is real, or in other words, this world that you see differences. You are different, I am different, the animal is different, the sun is different, everything is different. One who sees them as real, there is absolutely means there is a doubt that anything like Atma or God is there or not. Okay, agnostic, doubtful, not so sure. And these things which is appearing to me seems to be real. With that understanding, one who lives here, that buddhi is the Rajasic buddhi. So, yaya, by which buddhi? Dharma adharmam cha. What is dharmam? What is adharmam? Karyam cha akaryam cha. What ought to be done? What ought not to be done? Ayadhavat prajanati. Understands things wrongly or understands with a doubt. There is no clarity about dharma. There is no clarity about adharma. There is no clarity about Brahman, Atma, etc. God. There is no clarity. Okay? Always with a doubtful. Maybe these things are true. Maybe without having a money or this thing I cannot be happy. Right? So this sort of doubt, with a doubt one who lives here, that is Rajasi Buddhi. There is no intellectual clarity. Since why? Because you cannot see Bhagavan. You cannot hear about Bhagavan. You cannot hear Bhagavan. You can't see. So maybe Bhagavan is there or not. Only things which can be experienced with your sense organs is real. Other things, not so sure. Because I am not seeing, no? Right? So the buddhi doesn't have the clarity. That buddhi is the Rajasi Buddhi. Here the problem starts. See, dharmam is what which takes us towards the truth. That which increases. Okay? That which increases bondage is adharma. So dharmam, if we want to know dharmam clearly, dharma kshetre, kurukshetre, which we started, we have had a very clear explanation of dharma. What is dharma? Dharmam is that action through which one is reaching God, or one who realizes God, right? One who merges in God. That alone is dharma. By that action through which one is taken away from God is adharma. This is the clarity. Okay? Even if there are nobler things people do, but if it is done with a lot of ahankara, which will take that action also away from God. Okay? So that is why dharmam, you cannot universally, you cannot say this is dharma. Dharmam is purely individual in its core essence, in its right sense. Dharmam is individual. You cannot generalize it. Okay, we will discuss further in our next class. So this verse we will finish. So what is dharmam, what is adharmam? So the Rajoguna Buddhi decides that which increases samsara bandham is dharma. Rajoguna pradhana buddhi will think that which increases the samsaram, which increases the bondage is real, and they will consider this as dharma. That is Rajoguna Buddhi. Okay, and acts accordingly. Accordingly means according to this belief that which increases the samsara bandham is real and acts accordingly, those actions is their karyam. Everything else is akaryam for them. Okay? So, there will not be karma yoga in a Rajoguna pradhani buddhi. Karma yoga will not happen, only karma will happen, which will increase bondage. That is Rajogunam. There will be action, lot of action. Okay, they will put their heart and soul and body, etc. into acquiring things, getting things, acquiring things for their happiness. Right? Which will take them away and away from realizing the truth. That is the dharmam, as per the real definition of dharma, will become adharma for them, and the adharma will become dharma for them. That is Rajasi Buddhi. Yeah. Action with an attachment is akaryam. Akaryam is action with an attachment is akaryam, which ought not to be done, but Rajasi Buddhi decides just the opposite to this. Right? They will do all karmas. Tamoguna pradhani will not do any karma. If at all they do karma, it will be destruction, for self-destruction. But here they will do lot of karmas all actions with attachment means they work tirelessly for making money, property, etc. Right? That is Rajasi Buddhi. Now, if we read again, we will know. Yaya dharmam adharmam cha karyam cha karyameva cha ayathavat prajanati. That is the main here. Ayathavat prajanati. They don't understand with clarity. Whereas Sattvika Buddhi, they understand things clearly. Here, Rajasi Buddhi will not understand it clearly. Clarity will not be there. But whatever they understand, they will think that is clarity. They will think they are telling the truth. They will say that this is dharma. That is the problem. And so then what is the result of it? Suffering. The result of this Rajasi Buddhi will be suffering. And by the time they realize it, it will be too late in this life. Now next will be what is Tamasi Buddhi. Okay, we'll explain in next sessions. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Harihi Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu.